A sign stands at the entrance to Dodgertown in Vero Beach, Florida, the longtime spring training home of the Dodgers before they moved their operations to Arizona a decade ago. MLB took control of the facility earlier this year and on Tuesday dedicated the renamed Jackie Robinson Training Complexes, a year-round hub of amateur development initiatives and events designed to diversify and strengthen the talent pipelines of baseball and softball. AP photo, Paul Newberry. MLB took control of the Dodgers' longtime spring training home in Vero Beach, Florida, earlier this year, and on Tuesday dedicated the renamed Jackie Robinson Training Complexes, a year-round hub of amateur development initiatives and events designed to diversify and strengthen the talent pipelines of baseball and softball. Photo by Dodg. Getty Images. The gallery will resume in seconds. Fans find shade in the grandstands of Holman Stadium during a 2008 Grapefruit League game in Vero Beach, Florida. AP photo, Orlin Wagner. Street signs honoring Jackie Robinson and Pee Wee Reese stand at Dodgertown in Vero Beach, Florida, the longtime spring training home of the Dodgers before they moved their operations to Arizona a decade ago. MLB this week dedicated the renamed Jackie Robinson Training Complexes, a year-round hub of amateur development initiatives and events designed to diversify and strengthen the talent pipelines of baseball and softball. AP photo, Paul Newberry. Fans gather around the Dodgers dugout at Holman Stadium at Dodgertown during a 2008 Grapefruit League game in Vero Beach, Florida. The open dugouts at Holman Stadium were unique. AP photo, Orlin Wagner. MLB took control of the Dodgers' longtime spring training home in Vero Beach, Florida, earlier this year and on Tuesday dedicated the renamed Jackie Robinson Training Complexes, a year-round hub of amateur development initiatives and events designed to diversify and strengthen the talent pipelines of baseball and softball. AP photo, J. Pat Carter. Brooklyn Dodgers infielder Jackie Robinson stands with rookie catcher Roy Campanella during spring training in Vero Beach, Florida, in 1948. MLB took control of the Dodgers' longtime spring training facility earlier this year and on Tuesday dedicated the renamed Jackie Robinson Training Complexes, a year-round hub of amateur development initiatives and events designed to diversify and strengthen the talent pipelines of baseball and softball. AP photo, from left, Brooklyn Dodgers Jackie Robinson, Gil Hodges, Roy Campanella, Billy Cox and Pee Wee Reese pose for a spring training photo in 1952 in Vero Beach, Florida. The Dodgertown complex will now bear Robinson's name and serve as an East Coast hub of amateur development initiatives and events designed to diversify and strengthen the talent pipelines of baseball and softball. AP photo, the Brooklyn Dodgers Jackie Robinson leaps into the air as he and teammate Pee Wee Reese center work on turning double plays at the team's spring training home in 1949 in Vero Beach, Florida. AP photo, Dodgertown in Vero Beach, Florida. The organization's longtime spring training home has been renamed the Jackie Robinson Training Complex, in honor of the Hall of Famer. AP photo, players look out from the dugout during a college baseball game between Penn State Beaver and Miami University Hamilton at Holman Stadium at Dodgertown in Vero Beach, Florida, in 2016. The facility hosted a number of events before MLB took it over earlier this year. AP photo, Paul Newberry. A batter runs during a college baseball game between Penn State Beaver and Miami University Hamilton at Holman Stadium at Dodgertown in Vero Beach, Florida, in 2016. The facility hosted a number of events before MLB took it over earlier this year. AP photo, Paul Newberry. Former Dodgers pitchers Alfredo Simon, 70, and Fernando de la Cruz, 79, sit in the bullpen and watch their team take on the Houston Astros during a 2008 spring training game at Holman Stadium in Vero Beach, Florida. As of this week, the Dodgers' longtime spring training home has a new name and a new purpose. Photo by Dodg. Getty Images. From left, former Dodgers owner Peter O'Malley, MLB Commissioner Robert Manfred, Sharon Robinson, Rachel Robinson, seated, David Robinson and Vero Beach Commissioner Peter O'Brien unveil the new name of Dodgertown during a press conference on Tuesday in Vero Beach, Florida. The MLB-run Jackie Robinson Training Complex will serve as a year-round hub of amateur development initiatives and events designed to diversify and strengthen the talent pipelines of baseball and softball. Photo by Steven Martin, MLB Photos. 16 years after his first visit to the Dodgers spring training camp in Vero Beach, Florida, Russell Martin still remembers the bridge had the minor league complex, and across the bridge it was the big league side. Martin said, "It was like if you play good enough you get to cross the bridge and play in the big dog's house." That was kind of the attitude. Clayton Kershaw remembers the converted naval barracks that the Dodgers players called home 6 weeks a year. "You come in and it's just these lines of dorms," Kershaw said. "It's like a motel where the doors open on the outside, but the rooms aren't bad. We had to stay 6 to a room sometimes, which isn't great, but it was great. You're in your own little baseball world." Kenley Jansen remembers the proximity. "They used to be Dodger kind of royalty family. Before you go in you see all these retired Dodger players." Jansen said, "You still see most of these guys coming into camp, but it's not the same. When you have them come and stay there, everybody's there together. It's definitely a great experience looking back. There aren't many active baseball players who remember what it's like to spend an entire spring training in Vero Beach. Most have retired." Martin, Kershaw, Jansen and Pedro Baez are still Dodgers. They were all just passing through Vero on their baseball journey. Even the Dodgers were temporary tenants in the town that bore their name from 1948 until Tuesday. Then as now, Indian River County owned the Dodgertown property. Yet what is Dodgertown without the actual Dodgers? That was the question hanging over Vero for a decade. The answer involved a little bit of everything. It was a pre-season training site for a pro team from Korea and a college team from Japan. It was a training camp for CFL and NCAA football teams, a youth softball complex, a rugby camp, and a base for hurricane cleanup crews. It was a fantasy camp for fans and retired Dodger players which, since the Dodgers hosted their final Grapefruit League game on March 17, 2008, appeared to be Vero's closest association with Major League Baseball. The league, specifically Tony Reagans and Darryl Miller, who oversee MLB's youth directives, engaged the county in discussions behind the scenes to change that. Years of talks culminated when MLB took operational control of historic Dodgertown on January 2. Tuesday, its new name was revealed, the Jackie Robinson Training Complex. Commissioner Rob Manfred flew in from New York to announce the change. Peter O'Malley and his sister, Terry O'Malley Seidler, flew in from California. Jackie Robinson's family, wife Rachel, daughter Sharon, son David, flew in from all over. David Robinson lives in Africa. Along with the new name came a new mission statement. MLB dedicated the facility as a year-round hub of amateur development initiatives and events designed to diversify and strengthen the talent pipelines of baseball and softball. A preliminary slate of 5 summer events was announced. Former Major League players and coaches will work with participants during at least one event, the Hank Aaron Invitational, from July 21 to August. The league will not charge players and their families for participating, a deliberate response to the expensive travel ball circuit that typically excludes youth from low-income backgrounds. The league also pledged $10 million toward renovating Hallman Stadium, the Dodgers' Grapefruit League home, as well as the motel rooms and a new indoor training facility. Indian River County pledged an additional $4.9 million for renovations. In theory, the upgraded facilities will allow Vero Beach to complement the Urban Youth Academy in Compton as an East Coast hub in MLB's push for diversity. "My dad was so committed to young people," Sharon Robinson said at the Tuesday morning press conference. When he was still playing baseball, he started with the Harlem YMCA, and he would meet with the young people there. They actually ended up naming that after him. He was always committed to the development of young people. Craig Callan, the director of Dodgertown since 1988, credited O'Malley and Seidler for keeping the facility alive without a major league tenant. How does Dodgertown run a profitable business without the Dodgers? O'Malley made sure it didn't matter. When Peter O'Malley assumed responsibility of the property in 2011, Callan said, he signed a contract just to keep the legacy going, saying, "I will not make a penny, I'm willing to absorb the losses, any profit made during his tenure would be put back into the facility." That's the Peter O'Malley, Terry Seidler legacy. If this story has an unsung hero, it's Callan. Callan was 28 years old when O'Malley hired him to work in Vero Beach in 1978. He never left, shepherding the complex through 41 years of Dodger ownership changes. He was Frank McCourt's point man during the construction of Camelback Ranch. For a time, he also oversaw operations of Campo Las Palmas in the Dominican Republic. Now Callan is training an understudy who will succeed him when he retires in 2 months. "I have a 10-year-old son," Callan said. "At 70 years old, I'm not going anywhere." For Kershaw and Jansen, training in Vero Beach was an experience that required years to appreciate. When you're a skinny teenager trying to find your way in baseball and the world, the history of the American civil rights movement is probably beyond your ken. You're not thinking about Jackie Robinson, Don Newcombe and Roy Campanella, even while you train where they trained. That will change now. For the first time in a while, Vero Beach belongs to baseball's future as well as its past.